Pop here. We're doing a Let's Watch Me Play. I hope you'll enjoy watching me play as much as, or more than I enjoy playing. This is Postal 2, the sequel to the original Postal. It's a pretty controversial game, I guess. If games are controversial, it's kind of an odd question, especially this one, by Running with Scissors. It was released quite a long time ago. I guess it says 2003 here. It's most recently got up on Steam's Greenlight, so despite the fact that Running with Scissors hasn't made many new products in the past 10 years, they're bringing this one out again as a flagship. But that's not saying much for what the Postal 2 experience is. This was pretty much the game that introduced me to internet trolling, I guess because the game isn't much of a game. It's kind of a meta game. You go and you play it and you feel bad about yourself, and then go on the forums and berate and generally insult or what have you the entire experience. Okay, this is the options menu. You like them, they're all there. There's this funky little ear-blistering sound that's produced whenever you scroll over. This is an error I don't understand why they never fixed. You can hear it popping. I think it might be an Unreal 2 engine thing, because I've experienced that in other Unreal 2 engine games as well. The intro screen is kind of like a real art piece you got going on here. This is must be, at least I've always imagined it, the Postal dude's brain. These are the things that he thinks about. What the objects literally represent are missions in the game. You know, go get painkillers, go return the book to the library, go pick up, go get the Crotchy doll, something about getting your paycheck. It's a lot to explain. You'll see, pretty much. One of the bizarre features about this game is the amount of under-the-hood details, which might not be readily apparent. The most easiest one is the fact that, look at the difficulty of 20 different difficulty levels. Now, what kind of a game has 20 different difficulty levels? It's difficult within itself to try and discover what kind of difficulty you want to play at. Yeah, I pretty much think that everything after very hard and all the NPCs just shoot at you. Some of these they don't shoot at all. I think Libra Mode is kind of like this is a satirical game, so you've got a lot of references. The Senator Lieberman, who doesn't like video games, so that's the reference to that. But we'll play on hard for no particular reason other than the fact that let's start. I guess they don't have much confidence in you as a video game player. They show this little intro cartoon detailing the keys. There's some pretty wacky hands going on here. It's like a Mr. Potato Man playing video games. And so we start Monday. Obviously it's divided into days of the week. The expansion pack adds 2 on extra. The Apocalypse Weekend it's called. It's not free roaming. And I don't think you can play it in this version. It's Postal 2 Complete, but in the launch screen you select just the original. So anyway, there's this intro sequence. They're showing you the city. It's a pretty self-indulgent game. I mean, this is pretty much a studio in Arizona that's making a game about the area that they live, and you even are an employee of the developers, so you get introduced to Vince Desi, the leader of the pack, and it's very cinematic kind of thing going on here. I mean, it's a little bit atonal. Like, I mean, I guess this is supposed to be funny, but it really doesn't feel funny. It feels very desolate and desperate, and you can tell by going through it that that's definitely a type of tone they're establishing. But I don't think it's as funny as they think it is.
Here's one for your mother!
A great thing, one of the under-the-hood details, a lot of the NPCs have like 100 variables, and they're all randomized. So you'll be going through this sequence after sequence, and you'll always have a new and exciting experience. Pretty much it just switches in heads and bodies, but you'd be surprised looking in the editor, like how many variables. There's even a proclivity for picking up cash or donuts on the street. So, for instance, cops have a high variable for donuts, so you can use donuts to trap them, to drop bombs on, and which explode as they pick up the donuts. It's definitely a kind of an attempt at emergent gameplay, which doesn't play off very well because of what they have you do, which is either run and gun or try to get things done peacefully. And if you're running and gunning, you're not going to care about the little details. And if you're doing it peacefully, I don't know why you'd be playing this game. Here we go. This is the Postal Dude's trailer. It seems like when you play this game, he's the only one who lives in a trailer, which is kind of humiliating, I guess. You're supposed to feel humiliated as this character. I guess it's your motivation. Why he would flip. I guess nothing works. Part of this forced characterizations too. I mean, you go to try to play the game peacefully, and you don't necessarily feel like the most peaceful man given these cutscenes.
Where's the milk?
It's on the damn list.
I've noticed so far part of the trouble doing these Let's Watch Me plays is that I'm playing and watching too, and so I'm thinking about watching as you must be thinking about me thinking about watching, and it kind of splits on the brain. Now you see that urine? That wasn't just a cheap joke. Urine is a major gameplay feature. You use it to put out fires and cause distractions. When I first started playing this game, I was a pubescent teen, and I was just so amused that this game lets you unzip your pants. I always thought there might be some kind of Easter egg where you know, involving sexual escapades, but that never emerged. There was never a situation where unzipping your pants would result in a sexual escapade. Although the NPCs do comment when you have your pants down. They'll laugh, or they'll yell at you, or the police, they'll increase your cop meter, and eventually they'll come and start shooting at you. So this is the mini-map. It's a semi-open world. Each section of the city is segmented into different maps. Initially there was a lot of load times. They patched it out, so it's not as big of a problem going from segment to segment. But it still is noticeable. I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing they segmented the city. It gives you a little bit of a breather in between points, because I mean, this game can get pretty intense. So this is the image that is stuck with you, like, for your eternity now. If you ever play this game, you'll be... I don't know if you'd ever play this game through, or every time you'd start again. I think most people have just started again every time and never actually tried to beat the game. They just kind of dick around and then quit. And this is the first image you're greeted with: the shed with a shovel and a pipe. I guess one of the great things about this, you know how Valve always tried to tout their gameplay stuff. You know, even running with scissors, you can see the objects that attract your interest kind of glow. So this is clearly a design choice. You are motivated to pick them up. They give you a lot of nice. It's very new user friendly. A lot of tool tips and a lot of helpful guides. Newspapers are also a little feature too. Haha.
Man, what these game developers won't do for a buck. At least it's educational.
I guess it helps build the story, and it draws you in a sense, but every time you run over those newspapers, I just want the little cutscene to end. And this is the designers say on the forums that the key idea here is it's not an action game. I think that's a cop-out, because it clearly is an action game. It's a first-person shooter. They want you to run around and shoot. I think they said that because the action is pretty abysmal, but they said, to complete the quote, it's not an action game, it's an adventure game, and to that I give them credit, because there's a lot of adventuring. If you develop your mind into the mindset that you're in the game, you're going to have some fun adventuring, checking things out. finding the nooks and crannies, so to speak. You know, this was a no. See, yeah. Oh, he's beware of dogs, so you know he's got dog food. If you ever need dog food, you can go there and get some dog food. And to these guys, they'll just kind of watch you and run around, run into each other. As a cop, he doesn't seem to mind. Just try to throw some dog food at him. He doesn't like dog food. He doesn't care about dog food. You can eat the— oh, that dog. He might like dog food. Yeah, he likes dog food, but he doesn't— he likes it too much. He's gonna eat all my dog food. I think that's the dog from the house that I broke in. Kicking is a great feature in this game. This is before melee was a big deal in computer like games like Halo and what have you. I think more games should have a kick feature because it does allow for some multitasking. You know, you're flipping around, and also the great effect of kicking in the door. I mean, that's such a visceral and entertaining conceit, and to be able to do that in the game is very reassuring. Now this is going back to the idea of like ding-dongs and unzipping your pants and looking for sexual things. Haha, they censor it for you, so you never get to see it. Not that, if you wanted to see it. But
Vince needs to see.
and that's a good thing
Thanks.
too in the game. See, the characters reassure you. They tell you what you need to do a lot of times. And so now we're gonna go to Vince, the boss, and get the paycheck. Now you gotta. Can you see it coming? Can you see what's gonna happen? Do you think he's gonna be nice to you, or he's gonna be a dick to you? I think he's gonna be a dick to you. Now you have to figure out where he is. So you look in the map, and you see there's the paycheck. They circle it. They make it as simple as they can. They even give you little elevator music to kind of ease you into it. Yeah, almost ironically though, because this is a violent, super violent action game. The kitty cats too. They just throw so many features in this game. You know, just going through in the past 5 minutes, there have been. It's one of the great things about this game. There's just so many features. Unfortunately, they didn't. There was nothing that meshed well or really survived this game into other games. I mean, the cat silencer. I've never seen. I think they've probably done that before in another game, but the fact that you can pick up these objects, and these objects have multiple qualities to them. They're both NPCs. They're pickups. They can be interacted with. They can be. You can throw the cats at the dogs, and that's a good thing, I guess, if you wanted to feed a dog and you were out of dog food. This is one of the loading zones, and it saves every time. So if you die, you thankfully you can come right back in where you last were. Let's check it out again. I think one of my missions have me go get milk. If you wanted to get milk, and the kicking feature too is just another thing. Make sure no cops are around to see me do this. There's a cop. He's looking. He's eyeing me. He's walking. He's doing the moonwalk or something. This is not one of the most bug-free games. There's a lot of bugs. I don't know how I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to show you how to break into the ATM machine. The cop's not gonna stop watching me. I could always create a distraction. How would I create a distraction, you ask? It's too late now. Let's try to. There's a semi-stealth. I've created this map. There's a semi-stealth system in here. But there we go. You can kick it and it spits out money. And the reason I did this is right now I'm gonna go and get milk before I cash my paycheck. And in terms of you got these nice flat groceries. You never have to worry about whether or not they'll fit in your car or your bag. They're all the same. They're all the same depth. Worst foods as opposed to best foods. And you got your milk, and the screen pops up to let you know. And I like screens that pop up and let me know things because I'm very, very lazy. Those are hot dogs you might not want to eat. You can kick them around with your shovel though until they disappear. Oh woohoo! Kicking the wieners around. I guess this is a sexual dilly-doo we got here. But now it's behind the wall. Wall wieners, get your wall wieners. I hope this doesn't turn into one of those, I think they're called glory hole situations.
Hello, and what do you
Right
want?
now I'm
There.
paying
Thank
for
you
my
for your
milk.
unclean visit.
You,
Now get out.
you could
Come
not
again.
pay for your milk and then you get into a firefight, but I want to be as not aggressive as possible, if I can. I mean, why? You know, it seems like the game is inviting me to be a regular human being. I mean, they really go out of their way to make a regular human being world. So I'm going to take up their offer and be a regular human being. And this is the way to the Paycheck. Look at that load zone. It's like you're running into like a movie set tunnel. You gotta give them. It's 2003, so you gotta give them a break. This isn't. There are no pixel shaders and whatever fancy technology. Whatever fancy technology. Oh, sorry about that. That's a cup of coffee. It's pretty good. I got it at Walmart. It's a Gevalia. You should try some Gevalia coffee. French roast. This is some pretty intense stuff for the coffee connoisseur. This was what really blew my mind too. They go into some kind of pornographic detail on cat asshole. I guess I'm being a normal human being, so I'm not going to hit. I'm not going to tap that pussy asshole. I'm going to pick up it. These cars also explode too. If you ever want to see some explosions, I don't know. I'm kind of tempted now just to start doing wacky stuff, but I made a promise to myself. Let's watch Jabba Pop play and promise to himself. And these are some really ultra boxy flat. I guess this is like life in the abstract. Like you would never see an actual building that looks like this. Although just I mean, so bare, and this is the Feng Shui guy would have a fit. What happens on the coffee? Speaking of coffee, and yet he's drinking malt. Oh, see the characters too. They have a tendency to see up there. Oh boy, a little gun in there. What kind of commentary on corporate culture is that? They're programmed whether or not they have a tendency to be observant or not. And that guy definitely saw me. I don't know if it was because he was observant or if I made myself obvious. You know, people call Morrowind a hiking simulator, but this is definitely, I would say, it comes in close second to a hiking simulator. And there's a little, that's the guy who made the game, and he's doing a little bit of self-parody here in terms of his criticism. So he's making himself out. I guess it's kind of funny. I mean, yeah, it would have been nice if they made the door window transparent too, but that might be asking too much. And it's really kind of like a homely type of door frame. To be fair, I'm pretty sure that they do. This was structured after, to some extent, their initial offices, and I think they did operate out of like a residential. A lot of small businesses do that. Do their mailing addresses as like a home in some kind of residential area. It's kind of weird. I mean, but reality works that way. And so now we're looking for the boss. This is a very... I can't imagine that the Running with Scissors offices were ever this drab, were ever this big. If you look at their current state, a little bit of mean jive going on, but with all credit, I wish them luck in their business endeavors.
Vince needs to see you.
That's the Mike Jarrett, looking delightfully svelte, as they say. I know, Mike. I'm just gonna do it because I know Mike Jarrett likes to make a lot of cock talk. So let's see what he would say about my cock.
One side. Look out!
I guess he doesn't even. I guess this is. I got him in like a tight quarter, so to speak. He doesn't. He doesn't want to acknowledge its presence because that would put him into maybe the position of either accepting or denying. I could pee though. I didn't even notice the pee. I wouldn't notice them peeing all over the carpet. This is. They kind of invite you to do this, to do like stupid little like what's it called, effigy style, like beating up on objects. They want you to delight in like, haha, I'm pissing in a trash can. Does it actually fill? Is it actually liquid dynamics? I don't know. That would be pretty cool. I don't think it does fill though. That's just the texture transparent. Yeah, I mean it drips from surfaces too, which is that's a detail. So you're you're pissing on your head. And you can actually do that. I'll show you that before I go see the boss. I'll drink some of my piss. I know I said I wasn't going to do anything crazy, but I show you one feature, I got to show you the next one. And you see, and it gets in his mouth, and he's got to spit it out. That's attention to detail. That's what this game is. It's a lot of attention to, too much attention to detail, almost, at the expense of, like, actual gameplay. Which makes me, like I said, it's an adventure game. Like they said, it's an adventure game, not an action game. And so you have to kind of look at this as almost like an art piece. This is an art piece game. Although nothing looks too good, nothing sounds too good. There's a lot of crackling and sputtering and bland pictures. It's a design philosophy. It's an art piece on design philosophy. Which is why I totally wish they would make a new game with current technology, current designs, current art standards, and just go to town, throw everything on the board like they did with this game, but with the best and the brightest texture artists and effects artists, and just imagine what a game they would have, or art project. Little details like look at that. This is their timeline. This is some kind of like. It's haha, and then Nab bin Laden. I guess that's their family, or something.
That's the ticket.
You can kick him? I don't think anything. It would have been cool if they would let you pick up that golf club and use the golf club as a weapon instead of just looking. I mean, that's one of the things. You can pick up cats. Who would think to pick up a cat in the game? You can pick up like hamburgers and donuts. You can kick around stuff. You can't kick this around. So it's weird too. It's just the tendency of certain things you can interact with, and certain things are just flat objects. So that's the boss. We're gonna trigger a cutscene.
But you're fired.
But I just started yesterday.
So it's a little practical joke you got going on.
Your check is on my desk. Go get it.
It's not much of a stretch.
And done.